It would help
Okay.
me anyway.
So this is RKDM Dagdagiel Session 0 presently for our new Zoom campaign featuring Barry Tahira, Charlie Brown, and Jordan of the last name that eludes me presently.
And himself.
And myself. No, Denton.
Oh yeah, and me. I'm RKDM. Jordan Denton. Okay, cool. Barry, I'm going to change your name on Zoom to your character's name, which is Rokan Tucker. Okay. There we go. Great. Okay, so introducing ourselves quickly. So Barry, you're playing Rokan Tucker, who is an Orcish ranger, level 1.
Yes.
Charlie, you're playing Vespera, who is a druid of fairly indistinguishable human features, but we'll keep that to ourselves presently. And Alexander, played by Jordan Denton, is a human sorcerer. Are you a human variant or a human?
I'm a human variant.
Okay, cool. Good choice. So you will have a feat, obviously, and that's
Yes.
the feat that I'm assuming the feat that Charlie suggested.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
No blinking for you.
It's going to be.
Sorry.
That's going to be so difficult to do.
Yeah.
Who's going to be doing this the entire stretch? No, we're not going to choose that one. Hopefully, when I roll my d6, which I have somewhere.
Do you have the list? Because I still have it up.
I've brought it up as well.
Okay, good.
I'm quickly going to go and relieve myself, and I'll be right back.
It's a good thing we recorded that.
Yeah, I know.
It's a good thing we were.
Yes. Our game. Sometimes the dungeon master needs to piss.
It's crazy because, like,
Crazy.
we thought he wasn't human.
Yeah.
Did you roll?
I haven't rolled yet. I'm just joining the thingy, Bobby.
Okay. Right. Ooh. Yeah, this Christmas saving throw thing. What? Make a Christmas saving throw, DC plus the damage taken. But what if you get like? What if you get hit with like 40 points of damage or something? What is that? DC 45?
DC 45, yeah. I got a 2, which means when I'm asleep, I don't look like I'm breathing, but I am. But I am. Important to note that I am.
I mean, you can pick which one you want.
No, you have to roll a die.
You don't have.
You don't have to, but it's better to roll with the dice.
Aw, kitty.
You look like you were going. You look like you were going out to the beach for a minute there.
I would love to be at the beach right now. Yeah. This is my sidekick.
Hello,
my cat, which has no head apparently.
Hello. Okay. So welcome to Dagdagiel. And so what are you guys doing here? How did you get here? Oh, great sorcerer, what are you doing here? Have you just recently sailed across the sea from Amphrodeus?
No, I was born in Dagdagiel.
Okay.
And I've lived in Dagdagiel for my entire life.
Okay.
Opening doors and being nosy.
Okay, cool. All right. So things to know about the city is it's this huge pyramid-like city of towers. The whole thing is made of towers and walls. And there are moats between the outer 2 walls. So there's like serious defenses. If anybody ever breached the outer wall, they then have a moat to deal with, and then a second higher wall that can be shot down on from that wall. And then behind that is another moat and yet another higher wall. So breaching the city is fucking impossible by anybody except maybe maybe those dirty wizards of the Barakyle Envoy, they might be able to do it if they were clever, but they would probably do it from the inside rather than trying to come through the walls. So you have these large, squat, square towers. The city's kind of, from a distance, it looks kind of squat, like a squat pyramid. But as you get closer or higher, you'll see that these are walls and not a pyramid at all. Everywhere you'll see embattlements and crenellations and towers. An outer moat, a second moat, a third moat. All the entry points are offset from each other, and there are these protruding and back-facing towers designed to shoot back into the city, with archers posted there. So it's very hard for anybody to breach this city. And there's a lot of, beyond the actual edge of the city, outside of it, there are lots of caravans. I'm assuming that's probably where Vespera is presently starting from. You've set up there with a whole bunch of traders and what have you. All these caravans just kind of meet there in the plains. Plains roll all the way down to the... Hello. I'll just put you on mute for a sec, Barry. So yes, the plains run all the way down to the sea, and from there, in the distance, you may be able to, maybe on a really good day, you might be able to see all the way to the island of Barakyle, or even Amprodius on a really good day. But they're a long way away, like a week's trip, perhaps. Right. So, Barry, you've just finished your holy journey around the 7 Orcan holy sites of the Ungor Ma'ark. So you've literally just been to the capital city, Ungor Ma'ark, then you've been to Mazagarm, then Jaglor, the training grounds, then Kobandur, Madak, Jakathembal, and Bon Gat Ur. And then from there, you've traveled around the rift, which has been a hell of a journey, and you have avoided Maglubiet's maze, which you've heard of as a hideous, terrible place of death and destruction, and is reportedly and reputedly guarded by a blue dragon called Mesariah. And so, having avoided all of that, you've managed to get to the other side of the rift, and then traveled on through south. You've been to Saksak Salim briefly, and Saksak Salim is a terribly frightening city too, full of slaves. They keep a lot of slaves there. And then headed south all the way to Dagdagiel. And what do you reckon is the reason that you've made this journey where you've left Ungor Ma'ark?
Well,
You finished your whole journey previous to that.
things in my part of the world aren't very good at the moment,
True.
and I don't want to be part of it.
Okay, so you've decided to go off on your own. Have you just decided to say, fuck it, I don't want to be hanging out with the orcs anymore, or is this a mission?
It sounds like there's going to be civil war,
Right?
and I frankly think none of them could lead themselves to anywhere, let alone,
Fair enough. And it seems probably obvious to anyone coming from where you come from that, I mean, your people have built walls along the edge of the rift.
Yeah.
And so, anything to do with the rift is a bad idea. So,
Yeah.
but by the same token, if you could get to the other side of the rift, surely you're as far away from the Orcan Empire as possible.
That's what I figure.
Right. And that's without going across the mountains, because that leads to the elves, who are equally hated.
Yes, and who equally hate me.
True that. Right. So you've made this journey all the way around, and you've avoided the city of Shaleku, because that is apparently an abandoned and haunted city, where a very, very, very long time ago, an arch-lich called Ivariel held his seat of power. So you avoided that altogether, and now you've come to Dagdagiel.
Yes.
All right, so now that you're here, you are approaching along the road that heads into Dagdagiel from the north, and it winds around this mountainside, and now you can see this huge pyramid-like structure through the dust that has been beaten up off the plains by many horses and soldiers and what have you. In the distance, you can see siege engines and things as large platoons of soldiers gather out on the plains. Jordan, your character, will be aware that Dagdagiel has been preparing for war for a long time. They're always prepared for war. But it looks like over the last few months they've been preparing to go somewhere.
Okay.
You also might have heard that there's been a lot of discussion in the high towers of art in Dagdagiel that the Barakyle envoy have become too powerful here. And people are arguing about that too.
Okay, cool.
So these are things that you might know. And Charlie, you don't know shit. You're brand new here. You're as new as Barry, I guess. Now, as you're traveling into the city, you might see this group of this druidic circle, bunch of nomads hanging out there. We need to engineer a situation where we get all three of you guys together. Do you have any thoughts on that? Because otherwise it's going to be a tavern, and
it always is.
Always is a tavern.
Always a tavern. I'm a bit sick of taverns. Other options.
What about a library?
It could be a library, jail. I don't see Barry's character visiting libraries, but maybe there's a chance of that.
I might be in jail.
Could be in jail.
Yes.
Yeah.
I could be in jail because I am an orc after all.
I don't think a jail. I mean, it's always a jail as well. It's a tavern or a jail.
Well,
we can do something.
I've done a lot of jails
different.
lately, to be fair, so we could do something different with it.
What about?
There
is something that is showcasing like a traveling circus or a band or something, and we will happen to be watching it together.
This thing. Well, there may well be a troupe of halfling bards who are performing a show at the moment, which basically can be them taking the piss out of the Vane Gate Chronicles.
Yes,
I like that.
So choose an episode of Vane Gate Chronicles, and we can have them performing it badly and in mime.
Let's get someone pretending to be Milford Brixton.
Right, Milford Brixton and drag, basically.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, I think it's highly appropriate. I think we should do that.
Right, fair enough. And we can have Goodale and Adric and Edrin and Leith.
Yeah.
All right, and there's
all male cast,
right.
But
Goodale is in drag, isn't it? Not Milford.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, all male cast, perfect. And yeah, this might be the story of them trying to get away from Vane Gate with their boatload of treasure. I see you're trying to measure.
Surely that's not as it's coming.
It's not that
6 feet away.
Wait, no, it's maybe 36,000 leagues or something. 600 leagues, more like it. What I could do is I could adjust the scale of the map. Actually, that could be amusing. Let's see if
there's a scale down the bottom there.
Yes. Squares, pizza distance, 5 feet. No. Miles. 50 miles. Let's see what that gives us. What's the measure tool? It's still too short. Okay, it's gonna have to be more like 100 miles per square, maybe more than that.
Make it 250. Wait, no, not 250. 200.
200.
Yeah.
Yeah, now we're talking. Okay, cool.
Who's?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, so now it's like 400 miles to Barakail, 200 miles to Amphodius. All right, cool bananas. All right, so there's this, and this is going on outside the city gates, basically, because there's kind of like a ghetto, if you like, built up around the exterior of the city. From time to time, it's burned down. You will have heard, Jordan, and possibly even been set on fire on purpose by possibly the guards. You don't know. It's never nobody wants to talk about it. It's never official, but they want to get rid of these waylanders and filthy people that keep sort of packing up on the outside of the city. They represent it, it's part of their disease control.
Yep.
Yes. Okay. So you're standing around outside this, watching these halflings do this thing, and there's this halfling pretending to be Dagdagiel going, "Oh no, Milford, you mustn't do that," and holding up her holy symbol and what have you, and then she's like, "Oh, faint," and then Adric's like, "Oh, I will have to carry you for a while," and picks her up and puts her over his shoulder and pretends to march on. Thing, and then, "Oh no, the Barakail wizards are coming, we must run." So on, and everyone's clapping and laughing. Ha ha. Let's make a check to see how good these halfling bards are.
Okay, good, because that was fabulous.
Oh.
Well, I rolled a 7, but they surely must get like +6 or something, right? So it's like 13, right?
It's fine, yeah.
Good enough.
Good enough.
All right. And so this is
great.
going on. You guys can make perception checks to see if you notice each other.
I got an 8, so I don't notice anything.
I'm unknown player. What? I have a name.
You might not reload your page. Rokan, you rolled a 18, I think.
It's a 19 anyway.
Yes. Okay, what have we got over here? No, that's not working. Never mind, we'll come back to this. Okay, excellent. All right, so what do you guys do? How much notice are you paying of each other at this point?
Well, I'm always curious to see what kind of people there are here. I'm sure I would notice an orc.
Oh yeah, he stands out, and I'm guessing he's quite tall too, right? I mean, he's going to be 6 to 7 feet. He's not as big as a Goliath, but he's bigger than a human, taller than an elf.
What wow, what accent do humans tend to have?
You can have any kind of accent. The only accent that I personally avoid American accents in this game because I like to keep that separate for my vampire games.
Right, yeah.
And it kind of ruins the verisimilitude for me personally, but I don't care if you want to go down that road. I mean, I know our druid in our other game has like a Texan accent, which he does well with it, but it's something that I personally avoid. But any other accent is pretty much fine.
Okay.
I mean, Irish accents, Gaelic accents, Scottish accents, kind of, I tend to aim that at the dwarves because I'm a little bit of a traditionalist in that respect, but I don't really care.
I don't think I can pull off Irish. So
yeah, I mean, you can just kind of be a little bit wafty and talk a little kind of tar if you want.
I don't think I can.
Yeah, I mean, just use your own accent if you want. I don't think you need.
I might maybe use a I might use sages again.
Perfect. Perfect.
Right, we'll use sage.
Sage.
Just don't call me sage.
Don't call you Sage. Right.
What about you guys?
Sparrow.
How is Rokan Taka gonna speak?
Pretty much like that, I suspect.
Excellent. Maybe I'll just put on your accent.
You should do that too. That's hilarious. Like from a tribal culture, it might be appropriate.
Okay, so I'm going to walk up to the. Are you a full orc?
He is a full orc. Yeah, tusks and the works. He's wearing like a fur hood made out of like a patchwork of different animals turned into a trench coat cloak. I'm guessing that's kind of what we talked about, right?
Yep.
Yep. He's got a long bow over his shoulder, and he's got 2 axes in his belt.
Let me just remind myself what my personality is. 1 sec. Okay, sweet. I'm going to walk up to him, and I'm going to just like touch the fur on his coat, on his cloak.
Yeah.
Not say anything, but just touch it.
So this human-looking girl comes up to you with strange eyes and sparkly, looking metallic freckles on her face. What color's her hair?
She has red hair.
Short or long?
Like this. Long.
Okay.
The word is lustrous.
All right.
Like yours.
Aww.
Yes. She has she's got red armor on. That's quite well fitted to her. It's studded leather. Well, she's a druid, so it has to be leather or bone or something.
Not
yeah. And for the rest of like like her sleeves and stuff, it's all red material and kind of drapey and
all right.
Cute.
So she could almost be mistaken for a Barakyle wizard.
Yeah.
On a bad day, if you weren't paying attention and you were just firing arrows at a distance.
I'll just remark every time I speak that I'm not a Barakyle wizard.
Right.
They copy us.
They copy you, right?
Yeah, cool. We look more like dancers, where they're probably like, cloaked figures like red mages from Final Fantasy.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
She'll also have a stick in her hand. Well, a stick. Her quarterstaff.
Okay.
Which is a branch.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds.
Her eyes are they're amber and they glow with like an intensity.
I see. Okay. Sounds good.
What color? I mean, race. I'm not talking about race. But like in terms of orcishness, are you more on the greener side?
He is. He's got a kind of greeny, natural greeny color. But there are different colored orcs. I'm thinking about having about 7 or 8 different shades of orc, basically.
I
red
like that.
Orcs, green orcs, blue orcs, pale orcs, black orcs,
rainbow orcs.
They could be rainbow orcs. They'd be like
that would be amazing.
Like an albino. Instead of being white, they're multicolored. That would be hilarious.
I love that. That'd be so amazing.
Yep. Okay, so Barry, she's come along and she's started stroking your cloak. What are you gonna do? It's a bit disturbing, isn't it?
I look down and I say, it's dead, It won't meow.
I know it's dead. I'm mourning.
Your family die?
Oh no. My family is well and alive. At a game. Hashtag did parents are done.
Sorry, what?
So dead parents is an old trope.
Yep. Yep. No, we're not doing dead parents if we can help it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you can if you want. I don't really care, but you know, it is a bit cliche.
Yeah.
All right, so you're still stroking this fur. So,
You want to buy?
You want to sell me this?
No. You want to buy?
I want to buy? Oh, no, thank you. I'll stop stroking you. I do understand this is kind of odd.
Good, not for sale.
maybe Rokan, you might have a bag full of furs and things that you have skinned and trapped and skinned on the way here. Perhaps you've got some things to actually sell, though.
I got fur to sell.
Okay. That's great.
Your bag of furs and put them in front of her.
I just
Oh,
lay them in front of her.
Right.
Okay. Hard selling me, are you?
You're selling it yourself.
Okay.
I think.
All right.
Um,
Good fur, good quality.
There's another 6 people start milling around you actually about that point.
Oh, you're gonna sell something.
And they start looking at the furs, and there's an old lady who's picking up one of the furs, and says, she looks up at you, Rokan. Is this for sale? Then
It is for sale, Mother.
oh, I see. Wow, how much are you charging for this?
How much do you want to give for that?
I could give you 5 silver for this one. This looks like a piece of deer skin.
You got good eye.
Thank you. And so she takes out 5 silver and offers it to you.
I take it.
All right. Jordan, you're observing all of this going on.
Yeah.
What are you doing as this is going on?
I'm considering if I want to buy a fur cloak.
Right. Is it actually cloaks or is it just furs, Barry?
It's
Probably just furs, I'm guessing.
No, I got at least 3 cloaks there because it's been a long journey.
It's been a long journey. So each night you sit down and you literally sew cloaks together.
Yeah.
Aww.
Yeah.
I imagine it's like with big thick twine, using a big ass needle.
Yeah. Yeah, it is
Not
exactly that.
Not pretty, but it's very functional.
Yeah. It does its job.
Right, and you do like a back stitch. See, I know what that is. I've made clothes.
Yeah, and I even do what the Eskimos do. Use my teeth to, I know how to do it. I'll put that on the character too.
Right, you can use your tusks to hold it while you're doing.
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
That's cool. Okay, so
That is cool. I like that.
during camp time.
Yeah.
Long rests and such.
I think I'll back away as the crowd like grows, and then I'll accidentally bump into Alexander.
All right. Fair enough.
Sorry.
Crikey, get out of my space.
Are you okay?
I then say, I'm fine. I just occasional twinges of the other world.
The down under dark.
And
The
city of full of Australian accents.
Yeah, pretty much. I get a twinge every once in a while. Don't mind me.
All right. Then it's raining.
Did you enjoy the show? Oh, it's starting to rain. No, that's a pain.
It was very funny, I think. These people from Vangate seem quite amusing in their tales.
These guards start wandering down through the crowd at this point from the gates towards the wagons upon which this whole pantomime is occurring. And they start shooing everybody away. So you got to pack this shit up, get out of here. You don't have a permit for this. And they're like, well, we could pay you for our permit, couldn't we? It's like, how much have you got for a permit? they start haggling over how much a permit's going to cost for them to maintain and continue running their pantomime. A couple of people are giving them some money in order to help them pay for their permit. A young girl comes over to you, Rokan, and she starts helping you pack up your cloaks and your furs because it's raining and she can see that they're going to get wet. And she looks up at you. She doesn't say anything. She just sort of looks up and makes eye contact with you, and she seems wide-eyed at your sheer fucking size and greenness.
What do you think?
Don't want to get your things wet, do you? You want to get these away?
Yes. Thank you.
I don't have any money, but I could come back tomorrow if you're still here. I'd like to buy one of these furs.
Which one?
And she points to one of the thicker, maybe like a bearskin fur or something.
Okay.
You
help Rokan clean up. You take fur when you finish helping me.
Thank you. Are you Rokan?
I'm Rokan.
Oh, thank you. And she helps you roll up the fur and pack it back into the bag. Where are you going?
Me not know. Me never know. Me just go.
All right. So you guys are overhearing all of this too, of course.
Are you interested in fur? Because he's selling them.
I have an interest in fur every once in a while, but not a needed thing of mine.
So, out of game, Jordan, do your family live in Dagdagiel?
Yes, they do.
What sort of socio-economic class do you see them being?
We are sort of like modest.
Modest, yeah, that makes sense. If you were really rich, you would have had wizard training by now.
I would say for me, like I'm more in the comfortable range because I'm an investigator, so I've done a lot of things, kind of all that. But my family are in the modest.
Right. Well, what about okay, so here's a thought. What if you are here scouting for somebody, for potential adventurers to join the basically the there's like a guild hall in the city where people can go to look for work and what have you, and perhaps they've paid you a few gold to come outside and just see who's going to come into the city and see if we can nab them up before they join some sort of guild or something and start charging higher fees,
Yep, that would work. Yeah.
All right, I'll give you a name for a contact momentarily.
Cool.
All right. All right, you're working for someone called Lord Kaelryn.
Cool. Oh, Kaelryn. Cool.
And the Lord Kaelryn, from House Kaelryn, each of these houses within the city, because I described the city as basically be made out of towers and walls. One house controls one tower, for the most part. So each of these houses have their own square. They're basically squat square towers, little castles of their own, little forts joined together with walls and different layers of walls.
Yep. Okay. Yep.
Yep. Okay.
I will be like just looking around, because we're kind of sent in to spy, I guess. The word spy is not accurate of what we're doing.
Scout.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gather intelligence.
Okay, it is spying. Excellent.
We'll
go spying. Yeah.
This is another word for it.
Yeah.
But that's more of a modern word.
Yeah.
Okay, so of the members of your party, of your caravan, Vespera.
Vespera. Yeah, like air.
All right. So there is Eonin, Cormag, Ruarid, Gormal, Sorbin, and Aeldan.
Oh boy, I would love
You want some
a list.
a list? Okay.
Yeah. Yes, thank you.
And boof.
Perfect, thank you. Wow. Very Gaelic-y?
Yeah, that's what I could find.
Makes it hard for me to read. That's fine. I'll learn. It's
You
okay.
can either learn them or fuck with them, and we'll make Gormal the main guy or
Gormal.
person because
Excellent.
that's the easiest to pronounce. All right.
Excellent.
All right. Right. So, Gormal comes wandering into this area where you are presently, under his cloak, and he looks up at. He sees the orc over there, and nods towards you, Barry, for a moment. Sees that you are Vespera is engaged with Alexander, and nods to you, Alexander. And he says to you, Vespera.
Did you do a firebolt?
No, ignore that. I was just trying to check my dice because it was playing up for me.
You're just testing it out.
Yeah.
I'll turn the that window off for now, and we'll pull it up if we need it. Okay, so he comes over to you, Golan, and he says, Vespera,
Gormal?
are you ready for your journey into the city?
Yes, I'm ready.
I see. Well, my suggestion to you is that you begin to make friends here.
I've already made a couple, I think.
Good, good. Make yourself useful to them.
Okay.
Good luck.
Thank you. Good luck to you.
Take a day or two, however long it takes, and then come back and find us. We'll be encamped here in those yonder woods.
All right.
Yep.
Out of game. Does he have his wildfire spirit present?
This guy, Gormal?
Yep.
Let me
You'll have to think of some animals. Because, well, animals or like tree spirits, or sometimes they have humanoid ones, but they're only like small creatures made of fire, whatever they are.
I don't think so, because in this world they will scare the shit out of people and get you the wrong kinds of attention.
Okay, right.
So yeah.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, and you know this is a circle of druids that are pretty rare anyway. So this is kind of your secret thing that you would only bring up like Pokemon.
Yeah, yeah. Do you know what Gormal's Pokemon would be?
It's probably a fox or something like that.
I like that.
Yeah.
Mozilla. Its name shall be.
Mozilla.
Yeah.
Red Firefox. Hilarious. All right.
Yeah.
Okay then. So, what do you guys do?
So, I'm Vespera. I offer. Well, I bow to Alexander.
I say, why are you bowing? I stare at
Did
her
I
and go,
offend
what?
you? Have I offended you?
Not offended, but just questioning why you needed to bow it to me.
Oh, well, I thought that was how one greets one another. I'm sorry if I got that wrong.
That
is for the nobility.
Oh, right. I'll be honest, I don't really know what you're talking about.
You haven't really been into any civilization, have you? Really, you've skirted civilization.
I don't imagine tiers of hierarchy really matters where she's from.
Right.
Yeah. Right. So that won't mean much to her.
You could make an investigation check to see what you think of his clothing.
Oh, okay. Investigation. 14.
14. Okay. Well, what are you wearing then, oh sorceress cousin?
Yeah, what do you look like?
What do you look?
I am. Okay, so we'll go from the beginning, shall we? So I am a male. I've got long white hair and I've got quite pale skin. I'm about 5'7" in height. I'm about 45 years old, so
Wow.
I'm quite old, yes. I'm wearing kind of like I'm wearing common, what was it? Hold on, common clothes.
Yeah.
But it's kind of more robe, flowy type, sort of like Dumbledore,
Right.
cloak
When I
and
think
all
of
that.
common clothes, I tend to think of like browns and stuff too, because it's really only the nobility and the royals that even have access to the dyes that you can make those types of colors from. So most people don't have access to that. The druids might, because they're druids. They can make shit.
Yeah, we can make shit.
Yeah, make shit out of
You can
nature.
make shit, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, please continue.
Where were we?
You describing? Do you have any jewelry or anything like that, or?
I have no jewelry, but I'm always carrying around a little stick that I cast light on every so often, and I use it as a torch type thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And again, keep in mind, casting spells can draw bad attention. But it's not illegal. It's just, it's like showing off. It's like walking down the street talking on your cell phone in the 1980s.
Wow. Yeah.
You look very pretentious. Yeah.
Hello.
Exactly. Yeah, and then nobody believing that you're actually talking to anyone on the other side.
Yeah.
Probably just up to look cool. All right, Barry, what are you doing here? It's just
I am finishing. I am finishing rolling up my skins.
all right. And you tie them up with strips of leather so that they're nicely rolled up, and you stick them
Yeah.
in a big leather bag that you have with you.
And I give the little girl what I said I would give her.
Okay. All right. She says, "Do you want me to pay you for this now? I don't have any money with me now. I'll have to ask my mum."
No, listen, little one.
Mm.
This is, you work, you see, you help me get my skins. So this is my pay to you.
Now, out of game, I reckon that what are you giving her exactly, and how much skin are you giving her?
It's just enough skin to cover her back, so to speak, and get round her shoulders, that's all.
Okay. All right. So you probably cut some of it off then.
Yeah.
All right.
I did that while she was busy trying to get all the stuff up for me.
Right.
Don't want to embarrass the human child.
Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah.
She's very thankful. Thank you very much. And she reaches up to you and tries to grab your arm.
I give her my arm.
Pulls you.
Yeah, I go down.
And she kisses you on the cheek.
And I thank her and stand up.
She says, You're an orc, aren't you?
Mm-hmm. I am an orc.
My daddy doesn't like orcs, but I think that you're really nice.
Thank you. Not all orcs are bad.
That's what I think too. I think everybody can be good. She puts the fur around her and ties her thing up.
It would be good not to tell your father that you got the fur from an orc.
Okay, I won't tell him. She says, I'm Taris.
Be well, Taris. Be well.
All right, so Taris takes her a little bit of fur and she skips off into the rain towards the gates.
I'll walk over to Rokan once everyone's scattered.
Yeah.
Hello again.
It's you. Hello.
I'm Vespera. Who are you?
Sorry?
I'm Vespera.
Vespera.
You can call me Ves.
Ves.
Please don't call me Ves.
Ves.
Yes.
Ves.
You got it.
It is as good as I can do. Ves.
It's got, tusks. It's hard to talk with
Yeah,
tusks,
Yeah.
at least in common.
This.
I understand. Right. Well, I'm wanting to make friends here. Would you like to be my friend?
Not many people like oak.
Well, you can count me as one of those people that don't mind them.
Okay. This.
Bess. Yes.
This.
Oh, and this here is Alexander. Right, did you introduce yourself? I don't remember.
Me?
Jordan, you're on mute.
No,
Kind of.
I didn't introduce myself to the orc,
Oh,
but I did to you,
okay, good.
kind of.
Sweet.
Did you tell her your name?
Yes, I didn't.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Alexander.
Okay, there we go. This is my friend Alexander. Who's just told me his name.
You,
I didn't
you-
overhear it or anything.
you know him for, what, 2 seconds and he your friend?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Nice meeting you both. Me camping there.
What does your camp look like at a game?
No, me gonna make camp over there by tree.
You might have a tent already set up there. I don't know.
Okay.
Or you just arrived. It's up to you. I don't care.
My tent over there.
Oh,
Probably made of furs.
so you're new here as
Yeah.
well?
Oh, very new. Like half an hour ago. Maybe hour.
Okay.
Okay, so
I'm not
me,
sure.
me going tent. Don't know where you're going, but I'm going tent.
Okay, why? Oh, is it because of the rain?
No, cause no many people like oak.
Oh, right.
No, I go over there, so not many people come to me and say, oak, in jail. Goodbye.
Oh, are you wanting to go in the city?
I want to sell furs in city, but me think, orc, go jail.
Well, how do you normally sell your furs?
Me normally sit outside city in tent, wait for people to come out and get furs.
Okay.
Me got sign say, furs here. I think I spelled right. Furs here, I think.
I'll look at it. What?
Spelled right, Russell?
Russell, you're muted.
You can read and write common, I believe. So yes.
Sitters.
Looks good. Yes, you've spelled everything correctly.
Me sit here by sign over there and wait for people to see sign, come get furs.
Okay. How much are you selling them for?
Oh, different furs, different price.
Well, so here's one thing, Barry. You don't have a lot of silver or gold. Most of the money that you have is in Orcan currency.
Me not telling them that.
Right. So you have a lot of tack. For example.
Me not telling them valuable Orcan money,
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So you have tack from Ungor. So Ungor tack. You have Rakam bits and Orum pex. So you have tacks, bits, and pex. And those are steel, iron, and tin, respectively.
And also, so where you go?
I'm going in within the walls.
Mm.
You can
With-
join us if you want. I'm sorry, Alexander, but you're coming with us.
All right, I will come with you then.
I mean, why not?
Alexander could always offer to give them a tour. I'm just making things up here.
Yeah. Well, since you're both new to the city, would you like a tour?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Also, if you're with us, you'll be safer.
Me take sign down and come with you. Taking
Why
sign
don't you
down.
write on the other side of the sign, no furs?
No furs. Okay. Okay. No.
So you switch the sign around when you're not there, right? And then when you are there, there's furs.
People will expect them if there is a sign that says no. Yeah. Take the sign down is another option.
All right.
It's closed.
What time of day is it, Russell?
The time of day. Let's see. It's actually pretty early in the morning. It's about 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning. So,
Right on the other side. Gone to breakfast. Be back.
Oh, that's a lot there, right on the sign.
I don't
Gone
think
fishing.
anybody's going to look at your sign, to be honest with you. I don't think you need a sign. Everybody here, it just comes and goes, and they see that you've got stuff on a post that you're selling. You're either selling shit or you're not selling shit. And if you're not there to sell shit, nobody expects you to be selling shit, because it's not like we have a consumer culture amongst peasants that live outside Dagdagiel.
I don't know that.
Even less reason to.
Honestly, I like that you do that.
All right.
I put that right.
I think that's wonderful.
I'm on my way. Hang on, I can't be on my way. I gotta come back. Okay. You ready? Everybody ready? You go first. Me go second.
I will also go second because you're guiding us, Alexander.
Yes.
So off you go.
All right. So Alexander, you're going to take them into the city, yeah?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Well, you approach the gates, and there's like a wooden guard post on the road away from the gates, and at that guard post there are a number of guards who are directing people either to the main gate, which is, as you know, it's a huge sally port. Basically, it's like how an airlock works. You know, where you've got two doors, and the first one opens, and then it closes, and then the back one opens, and then it closes as you go.
Yep.
And so they all of the wagons and anything that's kind of big or large groups of people, they go through that main gate, and they get processed for about half an hour while they're in that space in the middle. But because you know the city, you approach the guards, and you've got some sort of token on you that tells them that you're a resident of the city. Possibly a paper or a ring, a signet ring, or any. You can decide what it is. It's up to you.
Yeah, it's going to be just a little ring on the finger. Like it's more like a tattoo.
Okay.
On my hand.
Yeah, cool. All right. So with that tattoo, you show it to them, and they ask you, "Are these two with you then?"
Yes, they are.
All right. And so they allow you to go and take the side door, which is a much smaller entranceway, much lighter guards, and none of this being searched business. So you avoid the getting searched on the way into the city. And this leads you up through the first wall. And at this point, you realize just how fucking big this place is and how tall it is. And there's a moat right after that, which you cross on a narrow bridge. Again, guarded, and you can see archers lining the walls, spearmen around the place. And as you get through 3 of these security checkpoints with your new friend, you come out into the mid-city, which is a series of flat tiers or terraces connected by wide staircases. These staircases are about 10 or 20 feet high in places. And they're very, very wide. So like it might be 100 feet wide staircase, if that makes sense, with maybe 10 steps going up to the next terrace. Each terrace has a market inside it. So there's different markets, and some of them have buildings established in them. Some of them have taverns. There is a tavern here. called the Rumbling Pig, an inn, in fact. And inside that inn, you can hear, people laughing and music coming out. It has a kind of cozy looking feeling from the outside as you go past, and then there's more stairs that lead up to the next tier. Where are you taking them to, by the way? Just a general tour, or
just a general tour, but then going to bring them back to my townhouse apartment type thing. Yeah.
right? Okay, so you are stationed with House. What did I say they were? Kaelin, was it?
Kaelin, I think it was. Yeah.
All right.
Kaelryn or
Kaelin.
yeah.
Hold on, I'm going to drop it in the chat for
Pretty
you.
sure it's Kaelin.
I think this is Kaelin. Yeah.
Oh my god! Come on! Come on! Come on!
Kaelryn.
Kaelryn.
Okay,
Nice.
so Lord Kaelryn of House Kaelryn. All right, and Lord Kaelryn is one of these are one of the noble houses of Dagdagiel, and he's quite high up. And each of the lords and ladies, either a lord or a lady, sits on one of the councils in the city. The city is run by an empress, commonly referred to as the Empress of Doors.
Like DAWES or DOORS?
DOORS.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
Bizarre. That's bizarre but true. And partly the rumor has it that is partly because of the number of doors in the city, doors and gates and such. So yeah. All right. So after a general tour of the city, and you've seen where some of the markets are, you see where the stables are, you see where many military aspects of the city are, because there's a lot of that. And you've seen where the blacksmiths are and the various districts, the temples, and so on. And to be fair, there are fewer temples in the city than many other temples. Definitely fewer than the elves have. Definitely fewer than Vane Gate. The temples here are actually quite modest compared to those places. And so there's a lot of people here that just privately worship their own gods in private, and there's not a lot of talk or a lot of outward material manifestation of religion on the streets. They have fewer festivals here than many other places. And the place always has this kind of morbid and kind of dark feeling about it. The sun rarely comes out. Anyway, so eventually you get to House Kaelin, and House Kaelin is this big square tower that's about 10, 15, maybe 10, 12 floors high, connected to the main walls directly. And so from one tower, you can walk to the next house along that tower, across that wall, or you could come down all the way to the ground floor and across along the street level and enter at the base. But the walls are about 10 floors high. And so you can go through the insides of the walls too. There are tunnels inside the walls on different levels as well. So there's various passages between houses in that respect, and there's a lot of movement and travel that goes unseen about the place. In any case, you get to House Kaelin, and you are admitted by the guards there, because your new friend comes from here. Do you want to tell me about the guards there? You can shape this up a bit if you like, Jordan, if you have any inspiration for that.
I'd say they're quite bulky but skinny, if that makes sense.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't make sense. That's all right.
Skinny underneath their bulky outfit.
Bulky, yeah,
right.
yeah.
Bulky armor over sort of
yeah,
taut-looking figures.
Yes, yeah. Their armor is kind of gold with the emblem or the house emblem of Kaelryn. Yeah.
All right. And so, whereabouts in this tower do you think your rooms are? Your modest apartments?
I would say like on the third floor, maybe.
Well, yeah, because the first couple of floors are like stables,
Yeah,
armory, and a blacksmith, and a few other kind of workshoppy type things. And then maybe the third floor, you get to the servants' rooms. And
yeah.
your family are probably servants to House Kaelryn.
Mhm.
All right, that sounds good. Okay, so you go up through this place and you see all of these sort of things as you go, blacksmiths and what have you, and eventually you get to Jordan's character Alexander's rooms, which are indeed modest. You want to tell us about your rooms?
Yeah, they're modest. I mean, you know, there's a
But
table and some chairs. You
books,
know,
are there books and
books.
scrolls?
There's loads of books, obviously. Being a sorcerer, I like to read up on the current state of affairs of the world, and you know, have I have a section where that you know it's kind of like hidden behind a corner, but it has all the magic books that people can't see because you know magic is a bit questionable, but I
Right.
still have it.
Yeah.
Mm.
No, that sounds reasonable. And I mean, you're not a wizard, so I guess you don't have like spell books per se, but you have a lot of books about stories and fairy tales and history, and
Yeah,
maybe
yeah,
even a bestiary of monsters
yeah.
and things like that. The history of Dagdagiel. One other thing that you know, incidentally, that is a rumor that somewhere in this city, beneath the Empress's palace, apparently somewhere there is kept a tapestry that is a great ancient artifact that tells the future. No.
I'm not going to tell them about that yet.
I mean, nobody even knows if it's true. It's just a story. It's just a
It's
fairy
just a
tale.
story. Oh well, then I'll pull out a couple of bottles of mead that I have in the cupboard and tell them the story of the tapestry and
All right. So
I'll
you,
take a
flavor it up
seat.
a wee bit.
all right. So you
Yes.
guys are drinking some mead and he's telling you this great story. And this goes on for a little while before there is a ring at the door because there's a bell outside your door, or possibly a strip of cloth hanging from the outside the door that they pull, and the bell rings inside your room. Um, and it's a mosquito. No, trying to eat you alive. Okay, so you're
Can't
on.
hear you.
You hear
Yes,
that?
it's trying to be alive.
I hear ringing. Hmm.
It's nice. Where is that coming from?
Hmm.
I get up and I go to the door
All right, you
and
open the door.
open the door.
And there is a fellow at the door who you recognize as being Lord Kaelin's manservant. This guy's name is choose a name. We'll call him Regan. Okay, Regan stands outside the door. He looks like he's wet and covered in, you know, he's just coming from outside from somewhere. He's got a long sword at one side, and he's wearing knee-high metal greaves and some chainmail under his cloak. And he adjusts his shirt, his hauberk, as he comes in. He just walks straight into your room. Greetings, Alexander.
Greetings, Regan. How are you?
I am wet, as you can see. I have
Would you
word,
like
Lord.
Would you like to sit by the fire? And I don't have a fire going, but I cast firebolt at a area where there is wood and stuff and light a fire.
He kind of steps back when you do that, and he smirks momentarily afterwards. He looks over at you two to see what you guys' reactions are.
Well, Whisper is quite excited about that.
Right.
Well, no, it's fire and magic, so
So you're like, ooh. So you
yeah.
kind of light up. Maybe your eyes glow momentarily. Okay, and Jordan and Rokan can make perception checks to see if they notice her eyes light up. Rokan, I will roll your perception for you. You get plus 2
I
extra.
got a I got a natural 1.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, you were concentrating on the fire and the firebolt,
Yeah.
so of course you didn't notice that. And Rokan, you got an 11. So you, if you did notice it, you think it's just the light playing tricks on her eyes. You know, it's like possibly the reflection of the firebolt on your eyes. But what is your actual reaction to it, do you think, Rokan? To him casting a firebolt? Sorry, you're on.
Muted. Oh no.
I back out real quick and fast.
Okay, so you just sort of back up to the wall, really. Just
Yeah,
let
yeah.
this, chamber.
It's okay.
away
It's
from the
okay,
door.
Rokan. It's okay.
It go boom.
Yes, it's
Regan
fine. It's fine.
smiles at this. I see you have some new friends here.
Yes, Regan. This is Ves and Rokan, the orc.
Greetings, Ves and Rokan. I am Regan of the house Kaelin. I am the servant to the master in this house. I've come to deliver news to you, in fact. The master has perhaps a task for you, and I heard that you had found some possible candidates for such a task, so I came to your door.
Yes, and as I say that, I pick up a mug of mead and pass it to Regan.
He takes it from your hand and then immediately puts it on the mantelpiece by the fireplace, and steps away from it. Thank you. Well, I have my duties this day. Perhaps later. In any case, the master has referred me to you, who asked that I find someone to perform this task. I would do it myself, but time is of the essence.
And you are a busy man, Regan. How can I help?
Well, you see, the House Kaelin's crypts beyond the city walls, one of them has been defaced.
I moan slightly and go, again?
Again, for the third time now in the last 6 months. We're not sure who is doing this or why, but we should like someone to investigate. The House Kaelin Guard are rather distracted with preparations for other things at present, and perhaps you outsiders might be interested in some coin, local coin, and of course protection from House Kaelin. Yes, we offer you board and food, beds, if you can perform this task for us. Very well.
Yes, I'll help if I can.
And you look like a strong one, orc.
Some say.
Are you a tracker of any sort?
Me, Ranger.
Ranger, yes. Very well. Perhaps you can find the source of these defacements and eliminate the origins of them for us. We'll pay you all handsomely, of course. Why, a job like this must be worth, at least 5 gold pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Do you accept our offer, sir?
I, as a faithful servant to the House of Kaelryn, I accept.
Very well. Your father would be proud. All right. Barry?
Fair trade not so good. I go.
You can, of course, keep your furs here if you wish. You might find that you can sell them amongst the nobility from inside the city.
Good deal. I go.
Very well. Take your time. There is no great rush, but I don't think the crypts are going anywhere. But if you're looking to track these marauders or whatever they are, whomever they are, you might wish to go before the weather sets in. The crypts are perhaps half a day beyond the walls, out in the moorlands beyond on the Dagdagiel marches.
I'll have to check with my friends first, my family.
I see.
I'm sure it'll be fine with them.
I'm sure if you distribute some of that gold amongst them, here, I'll give you some up front. Here is 3 gold pieces, and he places it down. I'm afraid it's in silver. Like 30.
Is this coming from you? Is this your own money?
Oh no. I have a fund from which I may draw each day.
Okay, well, thank you.
I work for the lord of the house. This is his coin. I would not deign to pay you with my own money. I'm afraid I'm not that wealthy.
That's good. I couldn't take that from you.
Oh, that is kind of you. No need. Good day then, ladies and gents. I shall depart to other tasks and adjourn.
Good day.
He bows, and he leaves.
I point. That was politeness.
That is because he's required to, because he is the manservant to the lord of the house.
That doesn't mean anything to me. He is a person just like you are, and
I just look at her and go.
I'll learn this one day, I'm sure.
I just look at her and I go. In my mind, I'm thinking you'll learn that the lower of the social economic group. Yes, no, don't bow to them. Only when you're dealing with servants of the Lord and also the Lord himself. Sounds very religious there.
Right.
All right. Well, let me catch up with my family. Let them know that we're going to do this, and then we'll get ready.
Now, Jordan, Alexander, you know that House Kaelin has messengers available, and for probably a silver piece, you could send a message to her family if you wanted to.
Yeah. Would you like to stay here and send a messenger out to your family?
Sure. Yep, that's fine.
I go to the wall where there's like a selection of ropes that go to different places in the building, as it were, and pull the messenger bell.
Okay, cool. All right, so the messenger comes running to the door, and moments later there's a ring at the door, and no doubt you open it.
Yes.
The messenger lass comes in. She bows in her page girl outfit.
You notice how every time bell ring, somebody come door.
It's like
That's true.
Wow. Isn't that weird? Right.
Right. I'm gonna
Barry,
go
I'd like
up
to give you inspiration for that, actually.
I'll go up to her. Are you the messenger?
Yes,
The
ma'am.
messenger
I
girl?
am the messenger. She stands haughtily, looking at you.
Could you please, could you please tell my family that I'm going on a journey and I'll be back in, how long do you think it'll be?
Well, out of game,
Sorry,
it's
what?
going to take you half a day to get there, half a day to get back, so at least a day, plus any amount of time that you spend at the catacombs, and any time that you spend tracking anything from the catacombs. Could be, depending on how far you have to go after that, you don't know. It could be 3 days, could be a week, could be 1 day.
Okay.
You're not sure.
Could you please tell them 3 days and
Can you make an insight check, please, also?
sorry, who?
You.
Oh, yes.
Oh dear.
No.
All right. I'm going to make an insight check for Barry. You can make one, Jordan.
Yep.
Yeah, Rokan
That
is
is
a 9.
That is a 17 from me.
Jordan, you can see that this messenger girl, I mean, she's a professional messenger for House Kaelin, which means that she's one of the lower status people here, but she's still higher status than your 2 new friends. And so she's looking at this druid's outfit like somebody finally lower than me on the totem pole.
Which is absolutely fair, and I just chuckled slightly and give her 20 silver pieces.
20 silver pieces.
20 silver pieces for the message.
Oh, I see. Oh, tis a very important message. I see. She begins to tremble slightly, actually.
Oh, maybe say in between 3 to 5 days is how long.
3 to
I
5
think
days. How will I find your people?
my people wear the same similar attire that I do. We all dress in red.
Me got to go because I got to take down tent and sign and all and bring with me.
All right.
Oh,
Very well.
should have packed that up earlier.
Yeah, definitely.
That's okay.
Didn't know it was
You know what,
going
maybe
anywhere.
if we're going to pack up the tent, then I can go see my family myself. They were down there anyway.
The messenger puts the bag of silver back on the table reluctantly, like, oh, fucking crap.
I pick it back up and give it to her and say, for your troubles.
Sir, oh, thank you so much, Lord Alexander.
No, Lord. We've had this discussion before. It's just Alexander.
Yes, Alexander, she says, and she takes the bag and bows a couple of times on the way out, and she leaves. All right.
Let's get going then.
Very well. So, long story short, is you travel back out through the city, wind your way out through all the walls and gates and so on and so forth, crossing bridges and moats, and finally you find yourselves back outside the city. It takes about probably 40 minutes to get that far. And if you could have just gone on a straight line, it might have taken 10 minutes. But in any case, you get back out there and you find your crowd of druids milling about your Orcan friend's tent. And
Are they touching the furs?
what's the name of our NPC? Gormal.
Yes.
Gormal says to you, "You've returned very quickly."
Yes. I have made friends. This is Rokan and this is Alexander.
I saw you speaking to this fellow Rokan earlier. That is why I have informed Cormag and Eldan to guard his tent. There were some ruffians attempting to steal it and take the furs within. You should not leave your things here and leave them unattended, sir. These city folk will steal everything that isn't nailed to the floor.
You're muted, Barry.
Oh, not so different from Orc then, huh?
Ha! I imagine perhaps exactly the same, in fact. Yes, but your things have remained, I believe. I'm not sure if any of them got anything from the tent before we caught them.
Thank you.
We did let them go, however, because we were not sure whether you would rip them limb from limb if you were to find them.
Oh, no, not limb from limb.
Yes.
So Gormal, and everyone, I'm going on a journey with these two, and I'll be in between 3 to potentially, I'm not sure, but we're aiming for 3 days. And yeah, apparently we're going to a crypt.
I see.
Because it's been getting defaced. Hopefully it won't be too hazardous, and even if it is, it will help me towards my
good.
future.
You may consider this to be part of your training.
Vespera.
Well, there's how you say it, and then there's how everybody else says it. All right. Very good, he says, and may the gods be with you.
And with you all.
And he gives you some vague reminder about some particular spell that you've been learning and how you've, some specific hand mudra that you have to make in order to perform this particular spell.
Thank you.
As a reminder.
Please look after Mozilla, okay?
Of course. And thusly, you guys leave, and I assume you pack up the tent this time and the furs, and you head back into the castle again, back into the city, back into House Kaelin. All right, and on the way through, you see the taverns and such still looking very inviting. But the day is still fairly young. It's now about 11 a.m.
Should we get going? Yeah, before the rain buckets down?
Yes, I think
We go now.
I agree.
And he just turns and goes, starts going.
All right, so you start heading out. Now, Jordan, can you make an investigation check for me, please?
I certainly can. It is my best one, so we should hope it's good. 13.
13. Well, you are aware that from the money that you have earned, House Kaelin will lend or hire certain things out to you if you're working on their business at their behest. And so you know that there are stables here. You could obtain yourselves some ponies from there if you wanted to, or even horses if you wanted to spend some more money on such a thing. Even wagons and carts and things are available to borrow, to loan from House Kaelin if you want.
Yeah. I think we should get some horses. It is going to be a long journey, so I think some horses would be of great use to us at this present time.
Definitely cut down the amount of time that you will be traveling.
Perfect.
All right then, so you do that.
Do we have to buy them? Because I don't have a lot.
Well, I shall pay with the discount that I get being a member of the House of Lord Kaelryn.
For sure. You can probably get like a horse each for 10 silver.
10 silver, that's fine.
And it's on loan. You'll need to return them. If anything happens to them, they'll be worth a bit more than that.
Yes.
Like quite a lot more than that, but still, like between...
Horses don't survive D&D.
Horses don't survive D&D, no,
They
they
are
don't.
the casualties of war.
Mules do.
So that is minus 30 silver. I have no silver left, but that's all right because I have 500 gold and not gold, copper, not gold.
Why?
Carrying that around?
Why do you have that?
It'd be very heavy to carry.
Not gold, copper. I have 40 gold.
The fact you have that much copper is insane.
It's called saving.
But it's so heavy.
Good thing I can't feel heaviness.
What? What are you talking about? I'm so confused now.
If we come across a bad guy, you can whack them with it.
Exactly, that's
In
the
a
real
sack.
reason I have it.
All right, so sometime later you are out on the road, leaving Dagdagiel on your horses. Cloppity clop, clop, clop. The sun is, or the first sun has risen high now. This part of the world doesn't see the second sun anywhere near as much as the first sun, and so it's usually the light is much more orangey, and so you have a fairly decent bit of bright light in the middle of the day here, and it's much like a normal daytime here on Earth. And the sun is shining down through the birches which line the road. Yes.
Just a real quick thing should have done at the beginning. Are we using milestone or XP?
Always milestone.
Always milestone. Cool.
And did the rain just stay over the city? I don't know. It was raining.
It was raining, but the rain is gone now.
Okay, cool. Good,
Yeah.
good.
It's now,
Excellent.
but there is a sheen of water across the grass and trees dripping from amongst the trees and what have you. But it's, and as the day wears on too, you see the kind of steam rising up. You know how you get that kind of a fog coming up off the grass and such. And that clears up eventually too. And now it's actually quite warm here in the midday sun as you travel through the trees, and the road winds its way up into the hills. Alexander, you know that up in those hills, beyond those hills, is where there is a kind of, there's a valley there where all of the noble houses have their own crypts built into this valley, and each of those crypts belongs to a family, and they've been burying their dead there for hundreds of years.
Yep.
And you have probably been to one or two funerals to the house Kaelin over the years, and so you have a fairly good idea where that crypt is. In fact, you know what? You can make an investigation check with advantage.
Check. With advantage, I can do that. 23.
23, yeah, you know exactly where it is. Yeah, you're a bit of a scholar. Would make sense. You could probably even draw a map if you wanted to.
I could draw a map, but I thought
You don't need
I have it all in my memory, so
right.
I don't need to.
So over the last couple of hours that you've spent together, why don't we each roll an insight check twice, one for each of the other two characters, to see if there's anything that you learn about them. So Vespera rolled a 20, and
Probably didn't get much from Rokan.
16.
Or Rokan, I learned a lot from.
Okay, so yep,
16 and 13 for both of mine.
16 and 13. So who's who? Which one's for which one?
Vespera is the 16 and Rokan is going to be the 13.
Okay, so you might have by this point noticed her occasional flashing eyes and the glinting metallic freckles in her face. What was the other one? Was it 13 you said?
13, yeah.
Okay, so Barry, what do you reckon? Is there anything anyone would have noticed about your personality over the last couple of hours with an insight check of 13?
Well, he hasn't said much and he's concentrating more on the road and his surrounding more than anything else. He's really concentrating on that.
Right, right. So he's very focused.
Yeah, very focused.
Okay, that's cool. All right.
He's focused.
And I haven't rolled for you, have I? So I guess I better. Given the amount of focus that he's giving, should I make his 2 checks with disadvantage?
Yeah, I think so.
Barry?
Since he's concentrating, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll hear it from, so make sure Barry's
yeah, absolutely.
Okay, perception with disadvantage. Oh, what did I say? Insight. It's insight.
Insight.
Not perception. Insight, disadvantage. Boof, boof. Well, one of them was a 15. Was that for Alexander or for Vespera?
Vespera.
Okay. And so you might have noticed her. Okay, and the second one was a 3. Okay, so you don't know nothing about Jordan.
Well, I'm putting my 20 towards Alexander in that case, so that he has something to say.
All right.
What do we notice about you?
That is a very good question. I think you notice about me that I am quite solemn when when going out to things. I kind of am concentrating, but I'm quite solemn about things as well.
It kind of gets quieter, perhaps.
Yeah.
Paying more attention now that you've left the castle walls. You've left Dagdagiel and you're out in the big wide wilderness.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what it is. Yeah.
All right, that makes sense. Okay. All right, and so Barry, you got a 15 for one of them and a 3 for the other. Was it 15 for Vespera or Alexander?
Vespera was the thing.
So Vespera, tell us something for Barry to know about. Could be your eyes, could be your freckles, could be something else.
Just trying to look at what my description is. I'll probably be looking at the surroundings, trying to like, I guess, get a grasp on like what plants there are as we go past.
Right.
Yeah, trying to figure out the flora.
Right. That makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah. Well, it's a fairly temperate climate down here. So there's a lot of fairly decent flora. You're south of the jungles, you're south of the equator. And so it's you have hot seasons, hot summers and cold winters. And right now it's kind of autumn. So you're seeing that around you the forest is filled with dead leaves on the floor. And there's leaves in the air falling about you, and multicolored leaves, reds and greens and such, fluttering past on the wind. And the rain has stopped, and the water is drying up, and the breeze is picking up now because the heat is causing the convection currents to pick things up. All right. So you come over the hills and you get to the top of those hills, and you look down into this valley where the catacombs are. Basically, it's a necropolis, a city of the dead. There are no guards, but people tend to just rely on the respect for the dead to stop people from coming in here. There are big warnings written up on stone tablets at the entrance to this valley. And you can see them there written in Common and a couple of other languages. And then you head down, and there's an old stone bridge that crosses over the river. It seems to be fairly well maintained, but there are a few cracks in it, you notice. The river's not very wide. It's deeper than it is wide in terms of the sort of gap that it goes down to get to the water. It runs quite quickly. And you cross over, and on this side you now see these dirt tracks, some of them dirt tracks, others cobbled, that go up to these various catacombs, these doors, these entrances, these massive stone entrances to these catacombs. Each one has the family's insignia of whichever family it is carved into the front of it. Some of them have offerings laid out the front, roses and flowers, and even food, and in places there's the occasional trinket laid out the front of these things. And you can see there's a group of people coming down the other side of the valley from the other direction, all wearing robes and like a funeral procession. Further up, you can see people that have just come to make their offerings to someone who's been dead a long time. Sometimes it's just one or two of them, and other places there's a small group. And you travel through this whole place. It takes quite a while as you go past. There's a lot of different houses, a lot of catacombs. Between the catacombs are literally actual tombstones to individuals as well, because not everybody has a big enough family to own a proper fucking catacomb. And so there are tombstones on the hills and on the slopes that lead down to where you are. There's a few big trees presently devoid of branches or devoid of leaves. Presently, the leaves are still blowing about in the wind here, and it's quite cold, and you hear the sounds of crows and ravens cawing out over the silence. Sound of the water running over to your right hand side now that you've crossed the bridge. You can hear the sound of your horses on the cobblestones. And you get closer and closer to this hill where there is, at first you can see there's a trail that goes up, a fairly decent trail. It's not the biggest road and not the biggest tomb that you've seen here, but it's medium sized. And it's definitely, it's a noble catacomb. And outside of it, you can see the names House Kaelin rather. And as you approach, can you make perception checks, please?
Certainly. 21.
Wow.
How did you beat me? No, that's fine. We're the same.
I think it's because I've
Check that out.
Rokan.
Barry?
Rokan also got.
All right, so it's very obvious to all three of you that the entranceway to this tomb has been cracked open. The massive stone, that's the circular disc-like stone that slides in front of the door, has been cracked open, and it's smashed in half, and some of it's crumbled away, and there's a big crack in the center, wide enough probably for at least one or two people to get through abreast. And it leads into the darkness beyond there. I'm aware that some of you have dark vision. In fact, all of you have dark vision, don't you?
Yeah, I think we all do. Can I do an investigation on the actual, like, the door frame itself and see if there's any, like, fibers or blood or anything on them?
Sure, you can make an investigation check, yeah.
I pull out my magnifying glass because I'm an investigator, so I have a magnifying glass.
You do not have a magnifying glass.
I do not have a magnifying glass. Okay, I'll get rid of that then.
What you can have is a magnifying crystal.
Magnifying crystal. Okay, we'll change that on there. Anyway, I pull out my magnifying crystal and, use it to do the door. So can I roll with advantage on that?
All right.
So I take it that this wasn't supposed to be like this?
No, the door is supposed to be sealed shut and then opened only at 19. When we have funerals here, which we haven't had one for a while now.
19. Okay, so the seal's definitely been cracked. You see that the prayer seals, the clerics that seal these places, they place wards in the name of the gods on the outside of these doors too, and they've been scratched off, literally scraped off. Can you make a nature check, please?
Yep.
Vespera looks quite sad, but she looks around at the other tombs.
Okay, yeah.
Sadly.
That was an 11.
That was an 11.
Yeah.
You can't really get any more than that. It's yeah, they've been scraped off or scratched off or defaced, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I look at this and I look quite sad and I think a bit defeated that someone would do this to,
Right.
to any sort of catacomb in this area. This is supposed to be, a safe space for,
Barry, oh dear, never mind. Barry, what you notice is that the if there were any tracks leading in or out of this tomb, they've been washed away by the rain.
No tracks, probably washed away by rain.
I agree.
Do you think we should move door?
Yes, I think we should move the door in. I think I would like to go in and do a inspection of the actual catacombs itself and see what they've done inside.
Fair enough. Okay, so you step into the catacombs. Who's going to go first?
I will go first, since it is.
I'll go last. And before I enter, I'm going to create good berries.
Good berries? Okay,
Yes.
tell us about good berries.
Well, what was it? Vocal somatic, and okay, so I say something, I wave my hand around, and in my hand pop out these berries, and the berries are going to be like red, but they're gonna have like a kind of a faint glowing middle to them. Just to signify that they're magic.
Right.
And I'm going to put most of them away into a pouch. But when I catch up to you guys, I will give you one each.
All right. cool. So you get a good berry each. And do you tell them what they do or anything like that?
Well, you can eat them if you want, but it might be wise to save it as emergency healing, just in case.
Mm.
All right. Very good. So then you head on into the catacomb.
Yes.
Okay.
I will cast light on a torch.
Okay. So
I pull. Oh, I also pull out my little stick and cast light on that as well.
Not that it matters for you. You can see in everything.
now the thing
Yeah.
about that is, I'm wondering about that because if you're in a dark environment, you know how your eyes adjust to the darkness, right? And if you've got dark vision, they really adjust to the darkness. And then if something flares up, then suddenly you're going to be blinded.
Well, that's why I'm in the back.
And if there is a torch casting light, then that's gonna dim down your vision or close down your vision. So I'm wondering whether that's going to affect your dark vision a little bit. I think it probably would.
I think it would too, but for respect of the house, and the house doesn't particularly doesn't like magic particularly that much. I do it a bit of defiance, and also b, but also just because it makes it easier to, kind of,
There is one other aspect to it too, and that is dark
Hmm.
vision is kind of black and white and grays. It's a gray scale. And if you want to see colors, and there are colors in here because these interiors of this tomb have been painted with beautiful colors.
Hmm.
There's paintings, full scale paintings that go up to the ceiling of various members of the household going back hundreds of years. And so there's Lady so and so and Master blah blah and all of these soldiers that died doing this thing and so on and so forth. And so as you go down through this tunnel, you're seeing these beautiful colors and paintings and
Yeah.
so on. And you know that
I
they've
think
been touched up over the years, but now you're discovering that they've been scratched and they've been defaced. Basically there's marks in them, there's paint's been stripped off them.
yeah. Again, I look quite sad and I just say under my breath, crikey.
I'm holding my torch behind me. When I walk down behind you all, I'll be looking at these too.
All right.
What is happening?
Can I hear any sounds?
Can you make a perception check?
That is a 17.
A 17. Can you hear any sound? You can hear this kind of.
Okay. I say to this, I can hear some sort of noise coming further down in the catacombs. I say we should prepare ourselves.
I will go up to you and I will touch your shoulder and say, the blessing of the fire goddess is upon you. I haven't quite figured out who the god I'm like looking to yet. So
Okay.
ooh, about the I need to just, I wish Caitlin was here. She's so good at this. The radiant fire shines upon you, and I cast guidance.
I'll give you inspiration for that.
Oh, thank you. Took me a while.
So the radiant fire, what was it again you said?
Shines upon you.
Shines upon you, and you cast guidance. Okay, who do you give guidance to? Everybody.
I'll give it to Alexander. I can't do everyone, just one person.
Okay.
But he's leading. Yeah, it's something.
All right. Very good. Very good. Okay, you get to this T junction, and in front of you, you can see this this great mural, and it shows an image of the city of Dagdagiel being rebuilt after this war, and House Kaelryn, your particular tower being restructured, rebuilt. All of these workers building on the outside of it, and the great architect of that house fell to his death during that war, and he lies in the casket that is at the bottom of this mural, and there is this big casket there, big stone casket. The path breaks off to the left and to the right. Which way do you want to go?
Can I, at this T-junction, can I kind of discern where the sound is coming from, left or right?
You can make an investigation check. Everyone can make perception checks.
Sure.
Okay, I'll make a perception check. That was a 5.
Rokan, you get a 16 on your perception check.
Yeah, I could.
And 13 for my investigation check.
13 for your investigation check? Okay.
Feel free to use your D4
Oh yeah, that's right.
if you want.
Now, you know how it is where, you're playing D&D and every now and again combat breaks out. I'm going to get everyone to roll for initiative presently, just in case.
Initiative.
That's now a 15.
Okay, a 15. Why do you say it's now a 15?
Because I added my guidance.
I see. Okay, so I'm going to raise
I got a 2.
I got a 2 as well.
Well, yours was plus something, Vespera, because you got 5 according to D&D Beyond.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so
No, I got a natural 1.
Oh.
On your initiative.
On my initiative.
All right. Well, you can't get a critical failure on initiative unless I'm really mean and say you miss your whole turn, which I'm not going to do because that's just mean.
Yeah.
It's just mean, and it's the session 0, so you wouldn't do that.
I wouldn't do that. Why would I do such a thing?
No, he wouldn't do that. I wouldn't count on him.
Okay, Rokan. Rokan, you hear this sound coming from up on the left-hand side down the hallway. And as you near the bend, you get to a corner that sort of comes around. And you get to the corner, and what do you do at the corner?
I take a very careful look.
Okay, so just to be clear, he's at the front, right?
Yeah.
Now?
Yeah.
Who's second?
Yeah.
Who is second?
Me.
No, you're
Me.
at the front.
No, you're at the front. I think this, you
Okay.
go next, and then I'll be last.
I was
go in the
last.
initiative. So I've gone from the front to the back now, just because
Okay.
I'm on the initiative order. I think it's easier, possibly, just to manage where we are.
Does make sense.
Okay.
So Rokan, you kind of just moved up to the front naturally as the largest and most kind of combat ready figure.
Yeah.
The hunter, so to speak.
Yeah.
And poke your head around the corner and looking up this long corridor where on either side you're seeing these sarcophagi on either side all the way up. And there you see now that there are a bunch of offerings that have been laid out for these various sarcophagi over the last few months or even years in some cases. Things like their weapons and their costumes and their armors and also other things as well, jewelry and pots and stuff like this, smashed across the floor, littered across the floor. The armor has been knocked down and the shields have been torn off the walls. Statues have been smashed to the ground and there's broken fragments of pottery and so on across the floor. And up into the next chamber at the end of this corridor, something's moving.
There is something moving in the next chamber.
You also notice that the one of the sarcophagi, its lid has been toppled.
The sarcophaguses, is that what you call them?
The box, I guess.
The box.
Good enough for you.
The 2 boxes have been treated badly, shall I say.
Okay.
Okay. Can I go over and see which ones they are?
Okay, so as you come out and you move down the corridor, you go over the broken crockery and so on.
Hmm.
Are you trying to be at all stealthy?
Yes, I am.
Okay, is everybody trying to be stealthy?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so we're going to make stealth checks.
I should probably turn off the light.
All right, so
I got
13 for Alexander.
13, yeah.
All right, stealth for Rokan is, it was going to be an 18, instead it was a 9. Rokan,
And
you step on something that just goes underneath you like a crunched. You just stepped on this piece of pottery that just cracks and breaks under your foot.
I moved my head back quickly.
Okay, as you move your head back quickly, you hear this, and then you hear another coming from further down inside the next chamber, the big chamber, the main tomb. You can see water running down the walls inside there with your dark vision. There's tiniest bit of light coming through cracks in the ceiling. And as you get to that corner, Alexander. Oh, fuck. Hang on. Oh, stop it. Stop trying to open the picture, you fucker. Okay, as you get to the corner, suddenly, what's your armor class?
My armor class is 11.
All right, and are you carrying anything? Do you have a shield or anything like that? You're a sorcerer.
I have nothing.
No, and you just got a stick in your hand right now.
I've just got a stick in my hand at the moment.
are you not wearing armor?
I don't have armor.
Did you pick the gold or the equipment?
The equipment.
Have you?
I have
Why didn't you?
my.
send
I
the
have no.
gold
I have
one?
no. I have no proficiency in any armors, so I don't wear armor.
Right, that makes
Okay,
sense.
right, yeah.
Okay, so suddenly this humanoid
sorcery.
figure wearing House Kaelin's adornments, they look like a higher servant of the house, basically steps out from the side and tries to smash you, and you just step out of the way. Poof! This figure steps in front of you, and now you can see dead eyes, tight, dead skin, straggly hair, claw-like fingers, and they start reaching out for you. But Rokan, it's your turn.
Okay, I immediately go into action.
Action. Okay, so you move up. And
Yep.
we're going to take 2 attacks with your axes.
Yes, I'll cover my young friend here.
All right, so your first hand axe comes into play. You hit. Your second hand axe will also hit. Your first hand axe does 7 points of damage. All right. And your second hand axe does 9 points of damage. Very good. Okay, that zombie. Oh, did I say that out loud? Attacks you back. He rolls a 20 to hit you. I think that's going to hit you, Rokan. Your armor class is 14. Yes, it does. Okay, so hits you, and he does 3 huge points of damage to you. Now, bear in mind that you've only got 11 hit points right now because you're first level.
Yeah.
You are down to 8 hit points.
Jeez.
At that
such a
point,
big
you
chunk.
see the lid of another coffin topple, and a creature crawling out of it. Vespera, it's your turn.
Right. Well, I'm going to cast Shillelagh on my stick,
On your
on my quarterstaff,
Okay.
and I'm going to attack one.
All right. The nearest one or a far one?
I'll go with the one that is currently being wailed on by Rokan.
Okay, cool. So you.
If I can get around to the other side of him,
And
flanking.
You can flank him. Yes, you can.
Okay,
so you
sweet.
have advantage to hit.
Excellent. Good. Now let me try and figure out how to do this again. Well, 15 and 19. 19.
Okay, so 19 to hit. That definitely hits.
And 1d8. Okay, 10.
10 points of damage. Okay.
Yep, shillelagh damage. It's considered magic.
Considered.
Yeah. If there's any resistance to that, of course.
Is it considered it's just magic? Is there any particular type of damage that it's doing besides, I suppose it's bludgeoning, it's a stick?
Yeah. It's really it really doesn't say, but oh wait. Yeah, bludgeoning.
Okay. You smash the zombie to the ground. And it collapses. The second one is now climbing out of its crypt, and the third one is now pulling its way out of another coffin. Alexander, it's your turn.
I cast Firebolt on the second one.
Okay, roll to hit.
It is a 5. I do not hit.
Okay. Instead, you deface the tomb slightly more than it is already defaced. And set fire to some robes that are hanging up on the wall underneath the offerings that are laying there. Rokan, it's your turn. You're going to go axes again?
Yes.
All right, Rokan's axes. So you move to the second zombie that's just crawled out. Your first attack will miss. Oh no, you know what? It actually hits. Your second attack definitely hits. All right, so you hit with both attacks. First one is a 5. Second one is going to be a 7. That's 12 points of damage. 12 points of damage. Boof. All right. That zombie attacks you back, slamming into you. It has a dagger in its hand. 16 will hit you. You take 4 points of damage, Rokan. You now have 4 hit points left. So Rokan is quite injured, just to be clear.
This might be good time for Cherryville.
It might be a good time to put that berry in your mouth.
That's what I'm talking about. Cherryville. Okay. Yeah.
Right. So
eat it until you die and then just accidentally swallow it.
That will be your action. It takes a whole action to eat that. The third zombie is now crawled out and is coming up behind Vespera because she was flanking the original zombie. So it's now behind her.
All right.
It's going to attack you. 8's not going to hit you, is it?
No.
Nah. Okay, Vespera, your turn.
I am going to shillelagh again. Wait, unless I don't need to. Is it one per turn?
Lasts a minute or so.
Last a minute. Good. I won't need to worry about that then, and I will bonk him.
All right. Roll to hit.
15.
Yeah, you hit.
Yeah. Oh, just 4.
4 points of damage? Okay, so you crack him for 4 points of damage. All right. Very good. Alex.
It's easier, yeah. I go for the one that's attacking Rokan.
Okay. Roll to hit. What are you rolling with? This is a firebolt. Yeah.
Firebolt, yeah. 13
hits.
That is 9 damage.
9 damage. Okay. Let's see what happens here, because there's a very interesting thing about zombies is if you reduce them to 0 hit points, they get to make a saving throw. And he goes down and then immediately gets back up again. So yeah, he has this. All right. Rokan, you're at 4 hit points. The zombie that you're fighting just got smashed in the face with a firebolt. Makes this noise as his face gets melted off. He collapses to the ground and then he looks up and rises again in front of you.
I belt him while he's rising.
Okay, so you roll to hit with your axes. 18 and 21 both hit. Interesting thing. So this time he stays down. You just hack his head right off his corpse, basically, if that's all right with you, unless you have plans. All right, so you hack his head off and he just drops to the ground, and what's left of whatever goo is inside him spills out at your feet. He be dead. Okay. The third zombie is now out of the crypt and starts moving, shambling towards Alexander. And he attacks you, Alexander, with a huge 8 to hit.
Does not hit.
Wow. How are you doing that?
Vespera, it is your turn.
I am going to run up to him and bonk him.
Shalala, boof.
Yes. Where are we? Not this time.
Actually, you know what? He has an armor class of 8.
Oh, wow. Okay. 7.
7 points of damage. So never assume that you didn't hit. Though you're never going to fight another monster that has such a low armor class. Ever.
No.
Okay, so that was your attack. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, Alexander, your turn. You want to fire another firebolt?
Yep, firing another firebolt right at his face.
All right. Roll to hit.
That is a 15.
15 hits. Do your damage.
And my damage is 6.
6.
Nice.
Not 60, Russell. 6.
6, not 60.
He looks very hurt by this, and half of his face is melted off now. And it is Rokan's turn. Rokan, you're at 4 hit points.
I will do the X thing still.
Axes, more axes. All right. First roll is a 2, and remarkably, it's a 7 actually, but it misses because its armor class is 8. Second
so close.
attack is a 15, which most certainly hits. So somehow he dodges your first attack, and you hit him for 7 points of damage with your second attack. And now half his face is cut off, not just melted off, but half chopped off as well. He's trying to attack Alexander right now. 16 to hit.
16 does hit.
That hits you. Okay. Alexander, you take 5 points of damage. Bludgeoning damage.
Bludgeoning damage.
Right.
I'm very injured at the moment. I'm on 3 out of 8.
Right. Vespera, your turn.
I will whack him again. And am I flanking at this moment?
You can move to flank. Yep.
I will do that.
All right. Roll a hit. 23.
23 or 23.
And damage is 11.
11. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that theoretically kills him, except that he makes a saving throw. Because he's a bad motherfucker. Well, he makes it too. So he goes down with your whack, and then a moment later rises back up again. Alexander, it's your turn. You see him rising up. Vesper is on the other side of him. You're fighting him in the front. And he rises up again after Vespera smacks him with the staff down to the ground. He gets straight back up again.
I firebolted. Firebolt is the creature.
Yep.
As it's coming back up.
All right, roll to hit.
That is a 14.
Do your damage.
That is another 6.
All right, he goes down and make another saving throw.
It's just going to be pelting them all night.
And he goes down. You burn off half his head, but he gets back up again. Rokan.
Just gonna be that tonight, isn't it?
X.
I'm impressed.
First attack hits. Second attack also hits. You do, well, in any case, you do enough to kill him on both counts, but he gets to make a saving throw. He finally collapses to the ground. All right. Boof, he's dead at last.
Looking around, is there any more?
Looking around, you don't see any more at present.
The cherry now.
All right, so you're going to eat the good berry. All right. What does the good berry do?
It gives you a point of health.
1 hit point.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's great.
It's good for when a person goes down.
Yeah.
And you want to get them back up.
Yeah.
But also you're nourished for 24 hours.
Nourished for 24 hours, and you have 5 hit points out of 11, so you're just under half. You're still quite wounded.
I too am also going to eat my good berry as well.
All right.
Because I
Same
am
for you.
on 3.
Very good.
I know it's not much, and to be like, what would your rule be if I was to give them more good berries? But like, it's probably not healthy to have that much nutrition, but you might rule it that it's just health at that point.
Yeah, it would just be health at that.
Okay, sweet. I will hand them
you can
out.
only make X amount per day as well, I would think, like maybe 10 or something.
Yeah, it's 10 per day anyway.
10 per day, okay.
I will save one for myself, and I will give the rest to you guys, making that 7 to share amongst you guys.
Very
out of game.
Yeah.
And in game, I suppose. What would if the fact that zombies exist and my druid, the wildfire druids, do, like, we appreciate it when they, things die and then they come back to life again. But what do we think of the undead?
Okay, well that's an unnatural form of rejuvenation. I think it's anathema to you.
Okay, sweet. So it's potentially wrong.
Yeah. I mean, from a natural, straight up point of view, it's pretty wrong. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unnatural.
Okay, cool.
Against nature.
That's good.
Okay. All right. So, you're standing in this tomb. There are 3 dead zombies now at your feet.
I think for me, I go over and write down the names of the sarcophaguses that they've come out of.
All right, very good. So you take down the names of the dead who have been affected and transformed into these zombies. You can all make perception checks. When I say you all, I mean I will roll for Barry.
16.
I got a 6. I think I'm very distracted.
Yeah, you and Barry, you and Rokan are still looking at the corpses and expecting them to get back up again. However, Vesper, you see that there are some wards and symbols that seem to be painted on the walls. Painted, in fact, on the sarcophaguses themselves. You see evidence of some kind of magic, some ritual that's been performed in here.
Is it like walking up to it? Is it fresh? Can I rub it off?
You make an investigation check.
Sure. 16.
16. It is fairly fresh. Yes, you would say that this has been performed in the last couple of days. You would think, and the other thing that you can, in fact, can you make an Arcana check now?
Arcana. 16.
Okay, you also would say that whoever it was, has attempted to raise all of these people, but have not succeeded on raising all of them. The 3 zombies that have risen were 3 out of like 10 attempts.
Right.
I ask Vessel, what are you looking at?
Well, there's a spell here, written on all of the sarcophagus. It's like a raise dead spell, and it's not work. It's only worked on a few of them clearly, but it hasn't worked on a lot of them.
Can
It might be
I
new, or
do an Arcana check on them as well and
Yeah.
see if I can?
Yeah.
Yeah. I got a 15, so
Yeah, you come to the same conclusion.
yeah. Right.
I come to another conclusion.
Oh yeah.
They're right. Yeah.
You come to the conclusion that these 2 are right. Yeah, that's a pretty fair conclusion.
I am quite. I'm quite upset about what's happened. Obviously, working with the house of Kaelryn, I see these. You know, I've been down in these catacombs before. I've walked past these exact sarcophagus, so I'm quite upset and quite perplexed as well about what's happened.
These are the names of the dead that were risen.
does your family have any enemies, perhaps?
Do you want to make a
The-
history check?
I will make a history check. Yes,
Yeah.
that is a 11.
They do have some enemies. I mean, many of the houses in the city of Dagdagiel are infighting amongst themselves, kind of like a secretive Cold War amongst themselves. They don't openly have combat, but they do have. They are trying to destroy each other's businesses and steal each other's money and assassinate each other's leaders from time to time. That hasn't happened too often, to be honest, not for a while. The last major grievance was with Lady Nisha Mahadur, whose husband was killed in an accident, and they blamed your house for it. So it could be that, but there's a number of other people who may or may not have issues here. Yeah.
I say back to the group, I think we should head back now and pass along our findings.
Does offhand, do you know of any necromancers? I know it's a bit of a weird one, but seeing as you know magic.
You can make a history check on that one too.
Yeah, certainly. That is a natural 20 for a 22.
Wow.
It must be like.
I know necromancers. That's the only thing I know, apparently.
I know all the necromancers.
Well, what you know is that necromancy is very illegal. It's very frowned upon, and most places nobody will put up with it. So therefore, there are very few necromancers. The Order of the Barakail Wizards, even they condemn it. Now, that being said,
condemning doesn't mean prohibiting.
Correct.
So,
and if anybody has that sort of power and has that kind of interest, they are a good candidate. Probably not the only candidates, but definitely a good candidate. Certainly a place to start if you had nowhere else to look. There are wizards and other magic users in Dagdagiel, and some of the, most of the houses have a wizard, like a house wizard, an advisor or some sort of vizier or something like that, who advises the house on the use of magic and so on, and does all of the magickery. So yeah, that's possible. You also know that there are grave clerics and that type of thing about, and from time to time there have been whispers of death cults that have infiltrated the city. So these are all possibilities.
Yeah. I think we should head back now, and I also pass all that information along to the group and tell them about death clerics and cults and all that sort of stuff.
All right.
So they have a bit of history on the war that's being fighting between the houses,
right,
as well.
Right.
And I just go politics.
Now your history check was a 22. So I'll also say that there is also the possibility that this is the work of some far off city or city state who is trying to destabilize Dagdagiel by influencing or corrupting its high houses. So by causing this sort of thing amongst the Kaelryns, they might then accuse their neighbors and the other members of the city, whereas in fact it might be the work of somebody else entirely who's just trying to destabilize shit and cause chaos.
Before I go, can I do an investigation check on the runes itself and see if there's any telltale signs of what it could be?
Definitely.
I pull out my magnifying crystal and lean in and look very carefully.
Okay.
Roll with advantage.
Yes, roll with advantage.
I love
Just
this.
making sure. I've always got to check.
You fuckers.
17.
17. You believe that the style of ritual and rite that was used here has more arcanic influence than any kind of divine influence. So you're leaning towards magic as opposed to divine magic in this particular case.
Okay, cool.
Are you going to be all right?
Yes, I should be fine, thank you. I wasn't particularly close with obviously these people, but being a member of the house does.
Perception check from everyone, please.
Certainly. Does bring memories.
19.
That is a 6.
Just remember that I've given you the berries, so share them how you want. There's 7 between you guys, okay? Okay, Barry?
7 between them. Okay. So
yeah.
How do you want to take that?
So 7 points of healing.
4 berries for Barry and 3 for Alexander, given that Barry's probably going to be in the front line.
Yeah, I'll give Barry 2 or Rokan 2. I'll take 2 and Rokan can take the rest.
Okay. So how much
I'll just
for Barry to heal?
So 7, 5. That's 5 points for him.
So Barry, you heal up another 5 hit points. So you're now almost full. You're at 10 out of 11. Okay.
And I'm at 7 now.
All right. Now, what do we get for our perception checks? I see a 6 for Alexander.
19.
19. And for Barry, perception 19 as well. You're hearing down the corridor behind you, around the corner.
Oh dear. There's more.
Can I get initiative checks, please?
That was a natural 20 for a 1 plus 1.
Wow.
So 21.
21.
Maybe I'll use my inspiration and bring my 18 to something higher. Just to beat you.
Rokan's dice.
I won't do that.
Or you could roll again and it could be like a natural 1.
That's true.
Okay.
I'll stick to this. This is a good choice.
Alexander, you see a zombie come around the corner from behind you. Shuffling.
I firebolt it.
It's about to pick up a longsword off the wall. You firebolt it, roll a hit.
That is a 14.
You hit. Do your damage, please.
That is 7 damage.
7 damage. All right. You scar its shoulder and arm where it's picked up the sword. Its hand is burnt. Vespera, it's your turn.
Excellent. I'm gonna try and walk around it Shillelagh and bonk.
All right, so you move towards it, shillelagh it. Your first attack will not get advantage, I'm afraid, because you have to get behind it first, and it's going to attack you as you try to go past it.
Oh, there's not enough room?
Well, it'll get an opportunity attack if you try to go past it.
If I move into its range and then walk around it, I won't be leaving its provocation square, the whole 5 foot.
All right, but you don't get advantage on this first attack.
Okay.
Get advantage on the next round.
Okay. Well, I will go into its range.
All right.
And I'm going to bonk him.
All right. 23 hits.
Excellent. 11.
11 points of damage. Okay, so you massive swack across the back of his head. You see his neck goes when you do that, and then he goes and brings his head back up again and turns towards you, and then woof, swings at you with the sword. 15 to hit. What's your AC?
17.
Wow. Okay, you're the tank. Hilarious.
What? I'm the tank?
Well, you've got the highest armor class.
Okay.
Okay, so 15 to hit does not hit you. Okay, very good. Vespera, you see now at this point there's another 2 zombies in single file coming down the hallway. They're each 15 feet apart, coming from around that U-turn or that leg of the wall.
2 more behind you.
Okay, the first of the 2 is now moving forward. Rokan, it's your turn. You can only see 1 from where you are. Cannot hear you. You got to press the...
Take it with my X.
Okay, so you move up. Woof. And you are now between Alexander and the monster, but you are flanking it now with Vespera.
Okay.
So you get advantage to attack. So your first attack is a 10, which actually hits. And your second attack will be 19, which also hits. So you do 4 points of damage and then 9 points of damage. So 13 points of damage. 13 points of damage. Okay. All right. You hack off his wrist at that point, and he drops the sword, clatters to the ground. There's just a bloody stump on his arm now. The zombie at the very back around the corner is moving towards your corner where you are flanking, Vespera. So you can see all 3. You're the only one that can see all 3 zombies because you're at the corner. Okay?
Yeah.
Alexander, you can see 1 zombie, and he is currently blocked by this enormous orc from where you are. So you can move to him if you want, or just move sideways to get a line of sight.
I'll move sideways to get line of sight and then cast Firebolt.
Okay, roll to hit.
That is a 21.
21 hits.
The damage is 8.
8. All right, very good. Take that into account. Okay, very good. Vespera, your turn.
Well, I'm going to attack the one in front of me.
Yep, with advantage.
Very good.
That hits.
Dunk, dunk. Yep. Very good. 8 points of damage.
8 points of damage. Okay, so 8 points of damage. You smash him against the wall. His skull splits against the corner of the edge of the tomb on the corner, and he begins to slide down it on his face, basically. And when he gets to his knees, he makes a Constitution saving throw and begins to rise. Turning around, now his skull is entirely caved in the center, and you can see inside the mushy maggots and shit crawling around inside his face. He swings at you with his bloody stump, like he's going to punch you in the face with this bloody stump on his arm. He rolls an 8, so he misses. You dodge out of the way in whatever capacity that you have, but now you are flanked by 2 zombies, and the one behind you now has advantage to hit you. $18 to hit. You take 2 points of bludgeoning damage from the zombie behind you. Now it is Rokan's turn. Rokan, one zombie is down. No, he's not. He's not down. He went down and got back up again. Okay, Rokan, are you going to go axe?
I'll axe him.
The same one that already went down once, that's gotten back up again. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to make both attacks against him, or are you going to see what happens after you make the first attack?
I'm going to see what happens after I make the first attack.
That's a good idea.
So, this is with advantage actually. So 16 hits, but we'll see if you get a crit. No, but it's a 23 still. Great hit. You do 7 points of damage, which theoretically will kill him, but 5, 12. Oh man, he gets up again. So
I'll hit him with the other one.
All right.
Let's go.
This time it's a 19 to hit. You do 6 points of damage. He just will not die. He just keeps getting up.
Wow.
All right. Zombie at the back is now getting up on you, our illustrious druid. He actually, you know what? He can't get to you because of the one that's in front of him. And it's a narrow tunnel. So we're going to skip his turn and go to Alex.
I go for the one that is getting pummeled and getting back up again.
All right, so you're gonna firebolt him.
I'm gonna firebolt him and hope something does well.
All right,
19.
19 hits. You do have advantage. You can roll again and see if you crit.
Might as well. No, I get a 13, so we're going with a 19.
Yep. So you hit him. Let's see what.
5 points of damage.
Okay.
Let's see if he gets back up. He's like the soccer player that keeps getting kicked in the face with the ball.
Again, he gets back up.
What?
Jesus.
So how this works?
What kind of magic is this? I say.
They get to make it every time you reduce them to 0 hit points, right? He gets to make a Constitution save, which is a DC 5 plus the damage that you've dealt. Right, so if you do 5 points of damage, the DC is 10. If he rolls over a 10, he gets back up, and he rolled an 11, so he got back up. He gets +3 to that check too, so it's more than likely he's going to get back up every time you kill him. All right, Vespera.
Okay, well, I will leave those guys to that, and I'm going to attack the one behind me.
One behind you, okay. Roll to hit.
Okay.
Now these guys no longer have advantage, by the way. Guys behind you. 12 to hit. Yep, you hit.
Very good, and just a 4.
4 points of damage, all right. Very good. Okay, that's your turn.
Yep.
Zombie that's just gotten back up again is going for Rokan. He does not hit you, Rokan. Zombie that's behind that's fighting Vespera. He rolls to hit you, Vespera. 20 to hit.
Oh, yes.
You take 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
I am down. Yeah, I'm down.
You're down. Are you unconscious? Oh dear. Okay, so Vesper is going to be making saving throws.
I do have my little berry on me.
You got your little berry on you. Okay, well,
someone can grab it.
Rokan, you see Vespera go down behind the zombie that you just can't kill. What do you do?
I grab Viscera and use my Zephyr thing to get out of there. And that other thing I've got to run away without, without them hitting me, that thing.
Okay, hold on a second. Let's just go through that then. So first of all, you don't have any spells yet, so there's no Zephyr Strike because you're only first.
I mean, there's that other thing, I didn't say that thing properly. Pardon.
That's all right. Okay, so remember that you have Relentless Endurance first of all, which means that if you get to 0 hit points,
I can stand myself at 1 point. I get a 1 point.
You get a 1 hit point. You have Adrenaline Rush. You can dash as a bonus action to twice per long rest, and that gives you 2 temporary hit points. So you're gonna take your action to grab Vespera.
Yeah.
You're gonna use Adrenaline Rush.
Yeah.
And you're gonna dash to the exit.
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna make an athletics check to see that you don't drop her.
Yeah.
Here we go. Oh fuck. All right. So as you're pulling her away, the zombie grabs her leg, and now you're caught. Do you continue using your adrenaline rush or not?
Yes. But it might pull her legs off. Hey.
Well, yeah, maybe, but
yeah, I'll continue to use my adrenaline rush.
Okay, so you just run.
Yeah.
Okay, and you're going to leave her here if you do that.
No, I'll run at him. Can I do that with my adrenaline rush?
Right, it's not going to do you any favors.
It's not going to knock him over or anything?
No, it doesn't mechanically work like that. You can try and grapple him now, though. You could.
I'll grapple him.
All right, so you're going to grapple him. Okay, that makes some sense.
Yep.
All right, so in regards to that, you're making an athletics check against him now.
Yeah.
You get an 18. He gets a 9. Okay, so you're holding that zombie that's standing over Vespera against the wall. All right.
Yep.
Just holding it there with axes in hand.
Yep.
Just pushing it against the wall.
Yep.
Okay. That's Rokan's turn. The zombie tries to attack you, Rokan. This is the third zombie is trying to attack you whilst you're holding the second zombie, but he misses because you've got a decent armor class and you rolled a 6.
Okay.
Alexander, it's your turn.
I cast 5. I'm going to cast Firebolts on the one that's still getting up and.
All right. Go
First
on.
one.
All right. Roll the hit.
It is a natural 1.
Oh shit. Okay, so you set fire to the altar next to where they are. Now there's a small effigy that's burning, and there's some shit going down over there. Vespera, you're making a death save, unless you want me to roll it for you for the tension.
How do I don't know how to roll that, so just roll a D20.
It's a D20, and there's no modifiers.
Okay. Fail.
That is a fail.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Oof.
Well, if someone gave me the fucking berry, I would be up by now.
Yep. So anyone could just give her the berry.
I know. I'm gonna do that, but I'm holding a zombie, and I'm gonna give it to him my turn.
All right, you're gonna have to let go of the zombie to do that.
Oh, I'll throw the zombie at another zombie.
Okay, that's your plan. All right.
Okay.
So Vespera's failed. 1 hit point revive zombie is now attacking you, Alex. Oh fuck.
Oh no, and it's crit damage as well.
This is going very badly.
It is. Well, it's been fun playing with you all for a long campaign. Well done. Excellent campaign. 10 damage. Well, I'm also dead.
Oh, you are unconscious.
I'm doing death saves now. Well, this is going to be drama for the YouTube channel, isn't it?
You can get me up. Everything will be fine.
All right. Zombie attacks Rokan.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, that hit.
Oh,
2 points of damage to Rokan. Rokan's doing okay. He's still got 8 hit points left. Fuck, this is scary, isn't it?
You'll be fine.
Oh my
Fine.
god.
As long as you do what you said you were going to do,
Rokan,
everything will be
it is
okay.
your turn. So you're going to throw the zombie at the other zombie, right?
Yeah, and give the cherry to
Okay, so
to
give the
yeah.
berry to her. Okay, so
Yeah. Give her
Rokan,
2 actually, because I haven't
I've only
taken
got one.
one yet.
you can only do one
Wait,
per,
you ate yours?
one per
I've-
turn.
I've
One
got
per-
my own. Oh, 1 per 10. Okay. Okay.
You're also going to have to make a medicine check to stabilize her before that because you can't chew a berry when you're unconscious.
Okay. All right.
But before that, you're throwing a zombie. So we're going to do an improvised weapon roll. I'm going to roll a d20. You get no proficiency bonus, but we'll make it an athletics check. You do get proficiency for that. So 18. You use the zombie to throw at the other zombie. I'm gonna make that a D4 damage.
Because I need time to get down and give her the cherry.
Yep. So you've thrown it. I'll tell you what that also does is now there are 2 prone zombies.
Okay.
So the one that keeps getting back up is now prone. So anybody that's attacking it with a melee weapon.
Yeah.
Advantage. If you're using a ranged attack or a ranged spell attack, firebolt, for example, that is disadvantage. You did 4 plus your strength bonus, 4, 5, 6, 7 points of damage with the zombie to the zombie. All right. Okay, and now you're feeding the good berry to her. So first we'll make a medicine check for this.
Yeah.
You don't have any bonuses for this at all, but you did roll a 16. All right.
Yeah.
And now, Charlie, you have 1 hit point.
Okay, cool. Yay.
Are on the ground, prone.
Right, how do I stop this thing? I hit 1.
There I was debating whether you'd use zombies or skeletons, and I chose zombies to make it more interesting.
Okay. I'm up then.
Okay, so you're up. Very good, very good. Zombie attacks Rokan because, well, first of all, it has to get up. So it gets up, it turns, it starts moving towards you, Rokan.
I'll get my companion behind me so it doesn't hit her because she's already.
All right, so you are protecting the druid.
Yeah. Well, both of them once I get to the other one.
All right. You do take 3 points of damage from that next zombie.
Okay.
Boof.
I'll take a cherry. Oh, I can't. That takes the whole thing, doesn't it?
Turn, yep.
Okay.
Okay. So it is now Alex's turn. Alex, you're making a death save.
1d20 roll. That's an 18.
All right. So
Nice.
your first of 3 is a success. Okay. Very good. Vespera.
I am going to okay, so getting up, that's movement, right?
Yep, that's half your movement.
Half my movement. Okay. How am I far enough that I won't get provoked? Attack
To do
attack of opportunity on.
if you try to go past the zombie to get to Alexander without disengaging, there is a good chance that you'll get an opportunity attack against you.
Okay, right. Well, in that case, I am going to use my action to healing hands myself.
Okay.
Which will heal me for 2d4. That's in here. D4. 2. So 3. Good.
All right.
Ridiculous. 3.
Could have been an 8, but it was a 3.
Yes, but it's something. And then I'm going to say Tekuro, and then I'm going to heal Alexander with healing word.
Okay, so you've used healing touch, which is that a free action or a
Healing.
bonus action?
That's an action.
Okay.
Healing word is a bonus action.
Okay, so you've used your action and your bonus action. Is either of these a cantrip?
Well, one is a racial feature.
Right. Okay. No, that's fine then. Go
Okay,
for
sweet.
life.
And for you, my friend, you get 4 points of healing.
All right. So Alexander, you are now
Yay!
conscious, and will be
Yay!
next turn. Okay. Nice.
Well, this can only happen once. I don't know if I'll be able to do it again.
All right. So that's the end of your turn then, Vespera, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. The zombie that has been hit down many times and just won't die, and is now prone, clutches out at your leg, off and fucking grabs you. Instead of slamming you, however, he's going to try and restrain you. So you can make a strength saving throw.
Okay.
Okay, you
8.
break out of his grasp.
Oh.
All right. The next zombie, which is now fighting Rokan, attacks Rokan. Hits Rokan. Oh man, I'm biting my nails. 4 points of damage, Rokan. Oh my god, you've got 1 hit point left, Rokan.
Should we disengage, guys? Don't know if I can do it anymore.
I mean, you can all disengage and run. That is totally an option. The other thing that you must remember to do is that you can take the dodge action.
But that costs an action.
That is your action for sure, but it's better than dying.
It's better to do that when you're up against like traps where like there's like swinging axes, then you can just dodge.
Well,
try and get the.
We had a good fight last night where the tank was basically taking the dodge action, and she was just getting smashed. And she and everybody else was just slowly whittling down the monster.
Nice.
But
and my character was just sitting on a ledge going, "This is fun. It's good."
That's true. Okay, Rokan, it is your turn. So you're going to go axes, or are you doing something else? Are you gonna run? You can say something. You can move. You can attack. You can dodge. You can grapple. You can do stuff. Tell me what do you want to do? And turn your fucking microphone off.
He's standing up. He's standing up, isn't he?
Which one? You are?
The one attacking me is standing up, obviously.
Yeah, that one is standing up. That's true. Yeah. And you have just been woken up again. And you weren't down, were you?
No, I wasn't down.
You were never prone. Okay, cool. But you're at 1 hit point.
Okay, tell the two to let's get out of here.
Okay, so we'll go on. Play the character. Damn it.
Let's get out of here.
All right. And does anybody respond? Everybody's.
I'm nodding profusely.
All right. So.
Am I able to cast what's that one? Precipitation?
Yeah.
That one, yeah, and make a wall of smoke.
On your turn you can.
Cool.
I don't know if you can do that as
so
like with a mechanical benefit.
Yeah, it won't have a mechanical benefit.
It would look nice.
Let me think about it. Let me think about it on your turn, okay? But right now it's Rokan's turn. Rokan, you're going to run, is that correct?
That is correct.
Are you going to run at full speed, or are you going to run at normal speed?
Oh, no, I'm running at full speed.
So you're going to use your special speed bonus adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
Okay, boof. Okay, so you are now, as a bonus action, now you can attack then as you do that.
I will, if I can.
And that also gives you an extra 2 hit points as temporary hit points. So now you're at 3. Keep that in mind, that you have 2 extra temporary hit points.
Yeah, okay.
And you want to take an attack action and then dash as a bonus action. You will only be able to use one of your axes though.
That's all right. One hit will keep him busy while we run away.
All right, which zombie are you going to hit as you do that?
That one that refuses to die.
Okay, excellent. You're going to hit him. You hit him with an 11 plus 5 is 16. You do 2 points of damage. It's 5 points of damage. So his DC on his saving throw is 10. He makes a Constitution check, and finally dies. Finally, he's dead. Okay.
Good job.
Great work. And then you dash past the other zombies.
Yeah.
Now, as you move past, one of them gets an opportunity attack on you. Because you're dashing, I'm going to make them have disadvantage.
Okay.
So he rolls a 4. And for good measure, I'm just going to see what would happen if the other one made an attack with disadvantage on you too. Come on, roll, you fucker. Yeah, lucky I didn't do that, eh?
Ooh.
I just
Got me.
Okay, so Rokan, you got 1 hit point. You dash past and you get to the exit. There are 2 zombies between the exit and Alexander and Vespera. Alexander, it's your turn.
No. It's still not working.
Isn't it?
Now you're
There
good.
you go.
Oh, okay.
You're good. You're good.
Hello. Magic missile.
Magic missile. Oh, yay. Okay, so roll your magic missile. 3 magic missiles appear.
Is it 3? Is it 3?
Yeah, it's 3.
Wow.
I create 3 glowing darts of magical
That's
force.
awesome.
And D4 plus 2 damage each, yeah?
D4 plus 1.
Plus 1, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Level 1s, you know.
Roll and you're going to split them up, or you're going to put them all on the same mob?
I'm going to go 2 on the second one and 1 on the last one. Oh, no. I'm going to do like 2 on the third one and 1 on the first one.
All right, go.
That's in that thing. So that's 4. That is a 2. And that is also another 4. So the 2 4s I'm going to do on the third one, and 2 on the second one.
And that's so those 2 4s are in fact 5s.
No, those are 3 plus 1.
Already calculated. Okay, so it's 8 damage to the to zombie A, and how much on zombie B? Or C, in fact, it is, but
2.
2. Okay, so 2. All right, very good. So you've blasted it with magic missile, and you're going to run through.
Yes, I am.
You dashing, or you
can't
dash?
I can't dash. So I just run as fast as I can.
Okay, so you're using your movement to get past it. It's going to take an opportunity attack against you.
Yep.
Well, one is already used.
One has already used its action.
Yeah.
That is.
Well, their attack of opportunity.
That is true. Yes, good point.
Thank you. I just want to keep him alive. So
that's fair. Okay, Vespera, it's your turn.
I'm going to disengage and leave. So thank you, but I'll be okay. Goodbye.
All right, so you disengage and move around, and you can't disengage from both of them, though.
Does my character know if arrows hurt zombies at all, or do any use?
They certainly would do as much damage as everything else has been doing.
Okay.
I mean, hitting them with axes.
I'll shoot them from the door.
Okay, so you're going to be shooting from the door on your next turn. Okay, well, what was your armor class, Vespera?
17.
Okay, so one of them tries to slam you as you go past, and he misses with a 14. All right. Rokan, you're at the door as the zombies are shuffling up behind them, and these 2 are approaching, but they're kind of blocking your view as you're ready to fire. Do you say anything to them, or are you just going to fire between them, at which point I'm going to make the chances of you hitting one of your friends in the face quite high? Sound. Split. Okay, so he calls out split. Presumably you 2 hear that, and you see him holding a loaded bow in your direction.
Isn't our first instinct just to run up there and not worry about the guys behind us?
I don't know, but
I'm not. I'm
Barry's
probably going to
facing you with a bow.
I'm probably just going to run as fast as I can to the exit.
All right. Well, you get part. Well, Okay, you're faster than the zombies, so that's not a problem. Okay.
Mm-mm.
Very good. All right. In any case, you are going to fire your bow when they get there, Barry.
Yep.
So longbow +5 to hit. 17, 22. That most certainly hits. Longbow damage is actually pretty good. 8 points of damage from the
Dang.
longbow. Okay. The second zombie goes down. And he makes, so that was 8, so this is 5, 6, 13 is his DC. And he stays dead with an arrow in his-
Yay!
So now there's only actually one zombie, and you get to the exit now. You're at the
Okay.
exit, and you can see the zombie coming around the corner. You know that you can move faster than the zombie.
Okay.
But you're now outside the tomb, and it's broad daylight. Your eyes
Okay.
adjust to the daylight. That zombie uses its turn to move. Alexander, it's your turn.
I firebolt it.
Firebolt it, roll to hit.
That is a 13.
13 hits.
And that is a 8 damage.
Wow. Okay, 8 points of damage. It sucks that up. You burn his face off once again. Vespera, your turn.
I'm going to wait. What is his ability check? Does that include attack rolls?
No,
Okay, sweet. I'm just gonna keep running. Not much I can do.
you're going to keep running. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I just want to make it up and out of there.
Okay, so you just keep going away. All right. That zombie's dead. This zombie is still heading for the exit. Rokan, it's your turn. You're going to fire again?
Yep.
Okay. Longbow shot. Hits. Damage is 4. Okay. Oof. That zombie's dead. Alex, it's your turn.
Hello.
Alex?
Hello. Sorry. I'm going to firebolt again.
All right, roll to hit.
That is a, can't see it, 10.
10. Okay. So 10 plus 5, 15 is the check. He fails. He's dead. You killed all the zombies.
Huzzah! I get on the horse and I start riding back to.
Right. So you pretty quickly catch up with our druid friend who's running, and
I will.
If I get to the horses, I will be with the horses.
I'll try and roll the door back. What's
Okay.
left of it, just make some kind of a door, cover it up.
You don't believe that you will be able to do that. It's too big and it's too heavy and it's
Okay.
too broken anyway.
Okay.
But good idea in any case. So you go running back to these guys. You all get back to the horses.
Yeah.
And you race back to the city. You're now level 2. And that's where we'll wrap up our story for today. Okay?
Yay!
Okay.
Thank you very much. I hope you had a good night.
Oh my
It was very
god,
good.
we almost all died. But that is the perils of being level 1.
That was pretty tense.
Yes, it is.
That's how
Yes.
level 1 is.
That's the thing. It's like we started at level 1, and now you deserve level 2. You
2.
You didn't just start at level 3 or level 5. You fucking fought for it.
Exactly. Oh, I've got 10 hit points. I'm so happy now. I'm actually alive.
I can't wait to show you what I can do next.
Okay. Well,
That's right.
you guys have a great night. Thank you so much for playing, and
You too. Thank you very
that was
much.
fun.
talk again soon.
I'll be there next week.
Great. You better.
Okay. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Bye.